Well, they're getting the floats ready for the Mardi Gras parade down in the Crescent City. You're looking at the Superdome. That's where it's all happening. Our Sage Steele live in New Orleans covering All-Star Weekend. And it's got the latest on the KD Westbrook feud. Sage, good morning.
Good morning, Linda. You need to hurry up and get down here somehow, some way. Come join us. Now, welcome back inside Mercedes-Benz Superdome, site of last night's celebrity game, as you just saw, Jarius and all the stars here. Today, Special Olympics Unified Sports Game will be here, which is always awesome, as well as practice for the 66th annual All-Star Game. That is when so much of the focus will be specifically on two All-Stars from the Western Conference. And, of course, I think we all know about what has happened with Kevin Durant and with Russell Westbrook. Two teammates, former teammates now, and what has happened since KD's decision to leave Oklahoma City and go to Oakland has been dramatic, to say the very least. Yesterday, media day, both players asked questions about what will happen when they hit the court together Sunday as teammates again, and it was interesting to watch how each one chose to answer those questions. Watch this.
Man, you know what? Fashion Week has been great. You seen Fashion Week? You been paying attention to Fashion Week?
I've never seen that many people in Oklahoma City for a game.
New Gucci stuff is dope.
Just the hype around it, I'm glad that was over. The game was the best part. You know, it wasn't about basketball. It was about all the other distractions that come with it.
What's your favorite fashion brand? What you like?
You know, everybody's been wondering for so long how that game will go. Now that they know, you know, hopefully the next one probably won't be as intense. Just glad it's over.
You see a new public school clothing? Crazy, dog.
Everybody on our team, from the coaching staff, from the front office, you know, on down, everybody knew what that'll be like, and you know how important that game was to all the fans in Oklahoma City.
Like Hugo Boss. Hugo Boss is great too.
And fans around the country and around the world, you know, that watched that game.
It was good meeting. It was good seeing y'all, man. I see y'all at the Fashion Week.
Okay, Ramona Shelburne joins me now, and we're laughing.
I wore my beads to Fashion Week. I don't know about you.
You know what? I love you.
I love you. Beads.
Exactly.
That's
and
what
you know
I was talking about,
you heard
right?
the music that Linda introduced us with. It's very appropriate. Good job, Ramona. You were there. I was there watching the entire thing. And, you know, I pressed Kevin a little bit with the questioning, and I like what he said. He's like, you know what? It's going to be organic. I'm not going to go and try, which is also interesting. Russell wanted nothing to do with it. What's your take now?
Yeah, you know, look, I know he says it's going to be organic, but it's almost harder to not do something at this point.
Exactly.
Like, it's harder to not do something. Like, the way I thought Russell had fun with it, I think he knows that we're all going to ask him these questions 3, 4, 5 times this weekend, right? He's going to get every single media session he does, that's what he's going to get. And so this was his way of just taking ownership of the story, taking charge of it and handling it and putting it on his terms, which, quite frankly, this whole thing has been on his terms. It started off with him posting the picture of the cupcakes, right? And we found out later that cupcakes refers to players that he considers soft. It's a term that Kendrick Perkins brought to the Thunder locker room. Look, Russell Westbrook has set the agenda for this the entire time. He wore the photographer's vest to the first game, like making fun of Kevin Durant as a photographer at the Super Bowl for the Players Tribune. Then yesterday he's talking about Fashion Week. He is setting the agenda for this feud, and he wants this to continue. The second he wants this over, it will end. And everybody else will follow suit.
And of course he says, but then he says, hey, well, Kevin Durant could end this because he's the one that didn't handle it the right way by only texting me. So, you know what? Until they get this over with, then we're going to have to keep asking, unfortunately. So we'll see how it plays out tomorrow on the court and if it actually happens organically. In the meantime, one of Kevin's new teammates, Steph Curry, it's been interesting the season he's having because since Christmas, and you pointed this out, since Christmas, he has been more like the old Steph Curry versus a little bit seemed to be holding back in the first part of the season while adjusting to KD.
Yeah,
what are you seeing?
It's interesting because this was Steph's team. I don't know how we forget this, right? We have memories, but they're oftentimes way too short. Steph was the unanimous MVP last year.
Yeah.
Unanimous. He's the 2-time defending MVP, and yet he comes into the season and it's no longer his team. It's Kevin Durant's team. And now everything that you talk about with Steph Curry is defined as how does Steph adjust to Kevin Durant. The first couple months of the season, he was sort of too polite. I mean, he was being deferential towards Kevin Durant. And you saw it the low moment of it was Christmas game when he scored 15 points. And afterwards, Steve Kerr goes over to his house and says, Steph, let's talk. Like, what's going on here? Like, what can I do to help you be the old Steph, right? What are you doing and what are you thinking and how can we help? And they talked for a couple of hours, and Steph said he just had to kind of say what was on his mind and how he was feeling, and Steve Kerr essentially said to him, look, I get that you're trying to be polite. I get that you're trying to make Kevin comfortable, but you have to be you. And Kevin's going to get his shots no matter what. He doesn't need to be made comfortable. Go out and be aggressive and start hunting the shots like you always have.
And that's exactly what he did.
In January, Kevin Durant, Steph Curry, co-players of the month.
There you go. And now they're on that roll that everybody has been waiting for them to get to. Many times it takes a while for a new player to fully adjust. It didn't take that long for KD and his new Warriors team.